I presume that Mohammed is talking about the United States. Well, we have seen develop in the last 20, 25 years, in particular in the last 2 or 3 years, an intense division between red and blue states and an intense animosity that is engendered between candidates running for the same office from the same community, either a congressional district or a state for a governor or a state senator, or obviously for the President of the United States. And this has come about for several reasons. One, I would say, and the most important one, and the one I'll mention, is a major infusion of money, massive amounts of money, into the political arena. For instance, when I ran for president twice, once in 1976 and 1980, against very distinguished opponents, we never had a negative commercial. We never tried to destroy the reputation of our opponent. And we didn't raise any money from special interest groups or rich people to run our campaign. Zero money. We used just a $2 per person checkoff that people can give on their income tax returns, and so we didn't have money to spend. But now, though, with hundreds of millions of dollars being poured into the electoral process in America, we see by the end of the campaign that one candidate has already been defeated because the opponent destroyed his reputation, and the other candidate that wins maybe also has a lot of people thinking he's not deserving either because of the commercials I've seen against him. And when that person, man or woman, gets to Washington, they carry over that animosity and that partisan division in a very new way in our country. For instance, when I was in the White House a number of years ago, I got as much support from Republicans as I did Democrats, although I was a Democratic president. But now that's no longer the case. So I think that we can make sure we insist on the fact that candidates reduce their dependence on negative advertising, on commercials on television in particular, and that we take steps as citizens to demand that the Congress and the Supreme Court reverse their decisions that have let rich people pour enormous amounts of money into the campaigns. And of course, those rich people now control pretty much who will the nominees be. And then when the general election comes, the rich people decide who will the victorious candidate be, who will be the president, for instance. And then after the election is over, those rich people and their lobbyists can determine which laws pass and which laws do not pass. So this is a very insidious backward step in American democratic principles, and I think it can only be changed by the Supreme Court rulings, by decisions of congressmen where they're going to be unlikely, but also primarily by citizens of America demanding a right answer to the question that you raised.